What's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in for my second installment in the 190E project series. Just want to make a quick disclaimer before we get into this video. I kind of left a couple things out in the last one that I wanted to wrap up. The connector issue. Cut to a clip of that right now. The old connector, 4 pins. New one, 5 pins. The connector for the light. Yeah, so I did a little more looking into that. I think I can make that work with a little bit of modification to the connector, but I think it's going to be enough of a task that it warrants another video. So stay tuned for the part 2 of that video. With that being said, let's get into today. We're going to do a rundown of the whole car, the problems, some just weird facts about the car. It's kind of an odd car. Also, these videos were filmed the same day as my headlight install / swap, whatever you want to call it. It was very windy. Apologies for that. I've watched it and I get it. It's kind of painful. But yeah, this one's a little more to the point. Covers a lot of cool stuff. Hope you like it. So a little background on the car. It is a 1984 Mercedes-Benz 190E. It is the 2.3 liter 4-cylinder, and it is the 8-valve variant, not the Cosworth 16-valve. It's a 5-speed manual. I'm going to be doing some stuff in the future regarding the transmission. And so far, the only work that's really been done to the car is kind of wheels suspension, so it's lowered a bit in the front. The end goal for this car is kind of a street legal track car. So I want it to be as close to a track car as I can, and I do intend to bring it to the track with it still being street legal. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so as mentioned, here's the car. See, I got the new wheels on it. I like the way it's sitting. I worked on this for a little while. Also, as I said, the car has sat for the last 7 months. Pretty grimy. We'll take care of that pretty soon. Someone decided to steal the emblem off the front, but get that taken care of. I have it hooked up to charge a bit right now, so we can try to turn it over, let it run. Yeah, well, we let this charge. Let's see, I can tell you a little bit about the motor and stuff. It's an inline 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated. It has the Bosch mechanical fuel injection, which is up under here. The intake comes down through this thing that's barely together with some tape and sucks in just between the grill and the headlight. It is rear-wheel drive, 5-speed manual. It has 4-wheel disc brakes, no ABS. It has front and rear sway bars. The rear is a 5-link independent suspension. The front is a standard kind of McPherson strut style thing, but it does have the spring and the shock separated, as you can see there. So I have actually changed these springs and that shock. This rides incredibly close to the rim up there. Yeah, and of course this is not the bumper that the car is supposed to have. It's what resides underneath the bumper. So eventually I'll put that back on, but I gotta figure out how to get it to clear the wheel at full lock. So I also had to roll the fenders to get the wheel to clear both in the front and the rear. It's now on 265 35 18s in the rear, and there are 235 40 18s in the front. These are the Mercedes AMG wheels off of about an 04 C230, I think. I'm not 100% on that. So that's really what's been done to the car. You can also see the hood lining is completely gone. One day maybe I'll do that. I do have a second transmission for the car that I've started rebuilding. That's in Detroit at my other house at the moment. Oh wow, that's really dirty back here. Oh god. I might even make a whole video just on cleaning this thing. It's pretty disgusting. Yeah, so the other transmission is all apart at the moment. I'm trying to use that one to figure out what's wrong with this one. As you can see, 5-speed does not have the dog-legged first, but basically you have first, second, third, fourth. It's not gonna go in fifth right now, but if we were moving it would, and reverse, which that's kind of surprising. I have been having an issue with it not going into reverse. I have a theory as to what the problem is, which is a large reason why I took apart the other identical transmission. Probably gonna make a video about that transmission, kind of explaining how it all works. But yeah, so I'm hoping if I get it started, I might be able to test this out and see if somehow reverse is magically working again. Yeah, the dash has got some sun damage, as you can see. I'm thinking eventually this will all just be stripped out, or at least some of it be pretty minimal. Yeah, the e-brake is disconnected completely from the rear end. I was going down the road one day, had an issue where it seized up, and basically on the side of the road I had to disconnect that so I could move the vehicle. Also had some issues with the brake seizing, specifically the front left, although it hasn't only been the front left. But I'm still investigating that. I think it might be a master cylinder problem. I've bled the brakes several times to no avail. But yeah, so got lots of projects that I can make videos of in this car, clearly. One day I'll probably do something with the rear back here. Underneath is just all metal underneath these wheels. That's actually the gas tank right there. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys a view of these rear wheels. They are pretty wide. I don't know how well you can see this. Let me try this angle. They're 265s, which that's about 10 inches about. A little more than 10 inches. But yeah, it's a lot of meat for this this little car. The car weighs about, kind of an estimate here, but about 2,700 pounds. I also did some tint work on the taillights. If these were cleaner, you'd be able to see it, but look pretty cool for sure. So from directly on the back, they're basically all black, but then you have exposed on these like weird little slot guys here. Yeah, probably not technically legal, but I really like the look of it. Very 80s. Some other interesting things about this car. This was, again, this is the 80s, right? So electronic sensors were just starting to get real big in cars. There were still a lot of mechanical systems. So for example, all of the door locks run on a vacuum system, like a pneumatic system. So if I I can turn my key twice in this door and unlock all the doors, the trunk, and the gas cap. And that's all on a vacuum system. So you can see there's these lines here. They run under the floor. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but you know, so it's kind of complicated, and plastics over the years get pretty degraded, and so stuff breaks. Actually, here's some of the lines coming in right there. But yeah, there's a lot of vacuum run things that I think is going to provide some problems. Try to simplify some of that if I can. I want this to be a reliable daily, I shouldn't really say daily, but try car that, you know, I drive a few times a week, hopefully. So also in the future, try not to get too ahead of myself, there is an engine swap in the works. I'm still trying to break down exactly which engine I'm going to go with and transmission. I have it down to about 4 options at the moment, but again, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, so stay tuned. Yeah, it has a big hole in the exhaust, so it sounds loud and just bad, but anyways, it's idling on its own. Here's a quick view of the gauges. I'm not sure if the gas gauge is right, to be honest. It might be, though. The idle is very high, and I have it set like that on purpose. It kind of has to be like that or else it will stall. The new lights looking pretty good. All right, everyone. Hope you liked the video today. Hopefully, I'm getting a little better at this. I did get a bit of a tripod. It is just sitting on my lap right now, and I'm wiggling, so maybe that defeats the purpose. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to see, anything I could do better. I got some cool bike stuff planned and some cool transmission stuff planned. That'll be coming out very soon. So if you do like these videos, please remember to like and subscribe. Only be more motivation for me to try harder. All right, adios.